Hey, what's good? January 6, 1973, ABC aired the first of 65 episodes of Schoolhouse Rock. Schoolhouse Rock is a collection of animated shorts that explains things like what is a bill, how three is a magic number, and how government is actually supposed to work. This is No More Kings by Schoolhouse Rock. Before we get into it, remember to go to coconutjustice.com to get you some clothes I think would look good on you. Let's go. Yeah, if you weren't around then, you missed quality entertainment. Because this stuff, like anyone my age or older, even some younger, but this is back. I've said this about on the channel before about how television and entertainment has gotten dumbed down quite a bit. And back when I was a kid, they used to have things like this. You would learn accidentally about how the government works, about conjunctions. You would learn about things like No More Kings and why today is kind of wild. But let's get into No More Kings. Let's learn.
Smishing and a splashing over the horizon, what can it be? The pilgrims sailed the sea to find a place to call their own. In their ship Mayflower, they hoped to find a better home. They finally knocked on Plymouth Rock, and someone said, "We're there." It may not look like home, but at this point I don't care. Oh, they were missing Mother England. They swore their loyalty until the very end. Anything you say, King, it's okay, King. You know it's kind of scary on your own. Gonna build a new land the way we planned. Could you?
Let's think about that. Back in the day, there was not a lot to do. There's no cable, there's no animation, there's no nothing. And so they were inventing a bunch of things and exploring a bunch of things and doing all kinds of things. And then at this point, Columbus and all his homies have already made it to America, the new America. And then they've gone back and told all of the royalty over there, hey, we found this new land. They were looking for spices and stuff like that. Or they were looking for a faster route to go and find spices from the Far East and India and such, right? So you got a bunch of these knuckleheads. Let's just say entrepreneurial types. They come over and they see a bunch of Native Americans, and I know specifically Columbus took a collection of Taínos and all of the natives that were here already, took them back and said, hey, we found these people and they're going to do all our work because they are really super nice and they're very welcoming and all this stuff. And then royalty, the Queen of Spain specifically, was like, nah, put these back. And then Columbus didn't. And then a bunch of these, we'll call them entrepreneurs, came and ravaged the land. But before all of that happened, no, it didn't happen the whole time. They kept sending boats back and forth from Europe to the new Americas. And if you think about it, there was a lot of people who decided to leave their homes, their families, and all that stuff. Chances are those people weren't necessarily good members of society. It's a bunch of people that were willing to take on this new land because they saw the earning potential of this new land. And so it seems as if probably maybe we let's just say ancient Europeans sent the, we'll say rabble rousers. How about that? They sent people that probably didn't have the Native Americans' best interest in mind, all for the mighty dollar. So keep that in mind when we go further into this.
Run it till it's grown.
And the term fat cat, this is exactly that. You have a bunch of rich people that they eat and, they don't necessarily share with the people that don't have. And so they get fat, and that's why they're called fat cats.
They planted corn, they built their houses one by one. And bit by bit they worked until the colonies were done. They looked around, up and down, and someone said, hooray! If the king could only see us now, he would be proud of us today. They knew that now they'd run their own land. But George III still vowed he'd rule them to the end. Anything I say, do it my way now. Anything I say, do it my way. Don't you get to feeling independent, 'cause I'm gonna force you to obey.
Which, if we reflect on what's happening today, the people that didn't want to put up with a single person telling them what to do, that king wasn't in the new lands. The king never braved the sea to come over. He just told his subjects to come and do the silliness. Well, the subjects finally turned around and was like, yo, nah, we good, dude. But then we find today, reflecting back, we find today that we have a lot of people out here saying that that they don't mind having one person. They don't mind having a king. They don't mind having a ruler. They don't mind having whatever the hell it is that they see. They don't mind having that, which absolutely contrary to everything that the preamble of the Constitution, everything that started off this American experiment. People keep calling it an experiment because we're trying to not have one knucklehead who, as we see, can be very temperamental. They think that they know everything and they don't, and blah, 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 blah. So we see that. But for some reason, we have people voting for things that all of America's forefathers came over here for, died for, created a constitution, all of those things, all of those steps. There's a lot of Americans out there that have been bamboozled into thinking that one person has all the answers, and we're learning that it's chaos. And we're learning that we need to find better ways to track and spend the money that they are collecting with taxes. We'll probably get into that here too. Here we go.
He taxed their property, he didn't give them any choice. And back in England, he didn't give them any voice. That's called taxation without representation, and it's not fair. But when the colonies complained, the king said, I don't care.
Sound familiar?
He even has the nerve to tax our cup of tea. To put it kindly, King, we really don't agree. Gonna show you how we feel. We're gonna
and take a look how the economy back then, like these guys are working. They're they're killing and maiming and enslaving an entire society. And they're making all this money, but then they get mad because the king has his hand in their pockets. How is that different than what's happening today? Sure, taxation without representation, all that stuff. We have those rules, but what we have is someone tricking you out of your money. He's getting you one Bitcoin. He's getting you one gold pair of sneakers. He's getting you one one thing at a time. It's just gimmick after gimmick and scheme after scheme. And some folks got their hands in your pockets, just like this. I don't understand how you guys don't see that.
And turn this harbor into the biggest cup of tea in history. They wanted no more mothering land. They knew the time had come for them to take command. It's very clear you're being unfair, King. No matter what you say, we won't obey. Gonna hold a revolution now, King, and we're gonna run it all away with no more king.
We're gonna elect a president.
No more
We
king.
literally, remember, we literally went to war to not have a king. And you guys are propping up this knucklehead up here and saying we need him to be the king. They're flirting with a third term. Explain to me how that is in accordance with our history. Explain to me how that is in accordance with everything that we're supposed to do as a nation. I don't understand why there's a certain population in this country. I don't understand why they continue to vote against their own interest. It's supposed to be a team environment. America is supposed to be a team environment, and you guys continue to push the fact that you think we need a leader. To me, that means that you have lazy brain. And to me, that means that you want someone to tell you what to do. So it's kind of like mental welfare, mental wick, you know. You want someone who, it's only obvious, has only his own bank account in mind, because he's ripping you guys off. Your bank accounts aren't doing anything. His is just fine. He's got way more money now than he did when he first came into office. He's got a new jet. He's got new properties going in all over the Middle East.
No more king.
We're gonna run things our way.
No more king. Nobody's gonna tell us what to do. Rockin' out
Yeah.
a musician and a splash.
Yeah, can we get back to that?
What can it be? Looks like it's going to be a free country.
Until you get to 2025, till you get to 2025, and you mess it all up. No more kings. No more kings. I'm here. I'm here for, what was it, 1600 and something or other? Ever since back then. I wasn't around, but my aura said that this is not the way to do things. my pre-conscience told me that this is not the way to do things. A team is always going to be stronger than a strongman type, a know-it-all type. And it's weird because there's a lot of you guys that are still co-signing to the mayhem that's happening. As a matter of fact, I got a post on one of my Instagram posts. One guy was bragging that this is what we voted for, all this stuff, and I could instantly tell, you know, I didn't even have to, whatever, dude, whatever. We're going to go on a run. We're going to go on a learning run. We're going to go on a Schoolhouse Rock run. So be ready for that. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with each and every one of your friends. And if you want to come hang out with me, watch videos while I work on creative projects, hit that subscribe button and then change the little alert bell to it saying all. That way, every time I come out with something new, you'll be alerted. Don't forget to go to coconutjustice.com to get you some dope gear. And with that, I'm out.